son of the Dragon Emperor, was ignored at the wedding until the lone mechanic asked, "Why is he alone?" The wedding hall glittered with gold and dragon firelight, filled with nobles, ambassadors, and warriors from dozens of star systems. Yet amidst the swirl of laughter and clinking goblets, one figure sat quietly in the shadow of a towering obsidian pillar. He wore a ceremonial robe of midnight blue with silver stitching, and small horns peeked through his silver blonde hair, a mark of draconic blood. No one spoke to him. No one even looked at him. He was Orin, son of the Dragon Emperor, illegitimate, unwanted, ignored. At the main table, his father, the mighty Emperor Varathian, smiled and toasted the bride and groom, his favorite daughter, and a high-born prince of the Skyfawn clans. Roars and cheers filled the air. But Orin just sat alone, sipping quietly from a goblet of fruit water, eyes distant. Not even a servant offered him food. Across the grand hall, near the engine coolant barrels and behind the glowing wall sconces, sat a man with grease on his hands and a datapad slung to his hip. His name was Ryle. He was a ship mechanic who had repaired the palace's broken hangar turbines last week. He wasn't supposed to be here. But Princess Kareth had been grateful for his work. So grateful, she snuck him an invitation. And Ryle had come, not to mingle, not to be seen, but to taste the food, see the alien nobles, and maybe catch a glimpse of a dragon in full transformation. Instead, his eyes found Orin, and his heart paused. The young man sat like a ghost at a celebration. "Why?" Ryle tugged the sleeve of a passing server. "Who's that?" The server scoffed. "That's the Emperor's embarrassment." Embarrassment. His son from a human concubine. Not fully dragon. Not fully noble. He's tolerated, not celebrated. Now move, commoner. Ryle let the server go, but something tugged at him. Hard. That boy, no, that young man, looked like he didn't belong anywhere. Ryle knew that feeling too well. So he walked straight through the crowd, past dancing nobles, past scoffing glances, and he stopped at the shadowed pillar. "You look hungry," Ryle said, offering a golden sweet from his own plate. Orin blinked. Slowly. "You are not afraid to talk to me?" Ryle shrugged. "I've talked to reactor cores about to explode. You don't seem half as scary." For a second, Orin's lip twitched. Then he took the sweet, bit into it, and closed his eyes. "I haven't eaten all day." "Why not?" "No one brings me food, and I dare not take from the Emperor's table." Ryle sat down beside him. "Well, that's just dumb. You're his son." "I am his mistake," Orin whispered. From the high balcony, Emperor Varathian's eyes caught the mechanic sitting beside his neglected son. He said nothing. But a dragon's memory is long. "You know," Ryle said between bites, "I once fixed a ship while it was falling through a gravity well. Thought I was going to die. But all I kept thinking was, damn, I never told my brother I was proud of him. Isn't that ridiculous?" Orin chuckled faintly. "No, it sounds honest." "And you? What would you do if this whole place collapsed right now?" Orin looked out across the hall. "I would grab your hand and fly." "Fly." Ryle smiled. "You can shift?" "Only partially. My wings are small, unstable. I've never truly flown. But if I could..." Ryle saw the longing in his eyes, the ache, the loneliness. "I bet your wings are perfect," he said softly. Orin blinked. "You don't know that. I fix broken things. I know the difference between cracked and beautiful." The music slowed. The dance ended. And suddenly the Emperor rose. The hall hushed. "Tonight, we celebrate the union of my bloodline with the Skyfangs. But I have been reminded that not all who carry my blood have been honored." All heads turned. Orin sat frozen. The Emperor's voice rang out, deep as a furnace. "Orin, come." Gasps rippled through the nobles. The boy who had been invisible now stood in every spotlight. Orin stood slowly, eyes wide, body tense. Ryle whispered, "Go on. I'm right here." And Orin walked forward, up the steps, toward his father. The Emperor stared down at him, cold, regal. Then he placed his clawed hand on Orin's shoulder. "This is my son." Silence. Then the Emperor added, "He was born of human blood, yes, but he is still the fire, still the sky, and tonight he shall take his first flight." Orin gasped. "What?" "Outside. Now." The entire wedding party followed. The palace rooftop opened to the stars. Wind howled. Servants brought a ceremonial harness. Orin trembled. I'm not ready." Ryle stepped beside him. "Then fly with me." "You can't fly." Orin laughed. "Not alone. But maybe we fall together and something lifts us up." Orin looked into Ryle's eyes, and for the first time believed. He stepped to the edge, his small, shimmering wings unfurled, trembling, flickering with silver flame. And then he leapt. The wind screamed. He plummeted. Then lift, light, wings caught the stars. He was flying, laughing, free, and Ryle watched from below, smiling through tears. Later that night, as guests departed and stars faded, Orin found Ryle again by the engines. "You gave me more than food tonight." "You gave me more than a show," Ryle replied. Orin hesitated, then stepped closer. "I don't want to be alone anymore." "Then don't be." And under the first light of dawn, as two moons crossed above them, the Emperor's son and the mechanic sat together, no longer forgotten, no longer alone, no longer broken.